Hi everyone, remember me? I am back, sort of. Before I get into the few things that I want to talk about in this video, I just want to let you know that I have still no desire to be recording, but I fear that if I don't start up again, that I'll never come back to it. So I'm going to just try to push through, but you'll obviously notice that I'm different. I've been going through a bad bout of depression. I know that I have mentioned probably many times in the past that I suffer from depression and that it can get really, really bad. And this time was a pretty bad spell. But I do feel like I am somewhat coming out of it. I mean, I'm certainly not there yet. I'm in the mode where I just would like to give up on everything. And if it wasn't for the fact that I'm trying to make a go of a career on YouTube, you know, it's just what I like to do. I would probably just give up and walk away, but business is what keeps me hanging on. So for that purpose, I will do my best to continue to get back at it. I would love to say I'm doing it for the peanut gallery, but I'm not there yet. So briefly, my depression, when it hits to this point, I feel nothingness, which is why sometimes when I have videos where I cry the whole time, people will say, "Oh, I feel so sad for you." And I always say, crying is a good sign. It means I'm feeling emotion of some kind, which is better than feeling nothing. And although I'm saying I'm feeling nothing, one thing that is prominent this spell is a lot of anger and even rage. And it's very hard to see good in anything at all. And I want to lash out. I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at the world. I'm mad at my brain. I'm not mad at the peanut gallery, and I know that I come across as though I am at times, but we're going to fix that, and I will tell you my plan in a minute. I would like to talk about this more on Growing Up Crazy because I think the subject is better suited for that channel. I just can't make promises right now as to what I will record or when. I have no clue if I will be doing a daily update for a while. I may get back to that. I may not. I am just going to do what I can, when I feel up to it. And that's the best that I can offer right now. I mean, things could turn around for me overnight. Tomorrow I could be manic and, you know, fidgety and yelling and laughing and smiling and, you know, just the way I get. You know, we just never know with me. We just never know. But one thing that I want to do is I need to take away some more anxiety out of my life. And I am at a point in my life, my decision, that I am done trying to fix myself. I don't care if I'm broken or not. This is what I am, and I want to start to just really embrace that and stand tall and say, this is how I am, and if I have to do unusual things to make my life easier, so be it. I have to give myself permission to know that it's okay to do what I feel is best and not let society determine what I should or should not be doing. I have two things that I want to talk about right now. One is shout-outs, one is comments. I think most of you will be fine with my decision to stop doing shout-outs. That is not something that I strived to do. It just happened by accident that some people started asking for shout-outs, and then once that happened, other people asked, and I was totally okay with that, but it did start to get to be a little bit of work, and then it started to get to be that whenever I would do shout-outs, I would forget some, or I just never saw them, or I would get some of the information wrong. Even on my best of days, things like that bother me. I can handle it, but it bothers me. But when I'm depressed and down and out, I can't handle stuff like that at all. It makes me feel almost like a little bit paranoid, and what are they going to think if I mess up or if I forget someone? And then some people do come out and say, you know, I was hoping so much you'd remember to say my name, and it's like, I don't even know if I knew in the first place. So this is one form of anxiety that I can do away with like that. I'm just going to stop doing shout outs. I mean, it would get to the point where I wouldn't be able to really do it anyway. I hope someday I have thousands and thousands of subscribers and giving shout outs would be impossible. So I'm going to stop that. I'm sure I will still have people asking me for shout outs because not everybody watches every one of my videos. Imagine that. I do not blame them. And I'm just going to, you know, maybe give some reminders now and then that I'm not doing shout outs unless it's something that I want to do. Now, I did feel very bad. August 16 was the day that I couldn't record, the first day that I couldn't record at all, and I wanted to give my dad a shout out because he would have been 100 on August 16. I almost think he was like kind of watching over me. Like for his birthday, I was giving myself permission to just stay offline. And it really, well, it's not only is it the best thing I could have done for myself, it's really the only thing. I couldn't do anything online. I couldn't look at anything. I just needed to get away from it all. And again, I will talk about this more on Growing Up Crazy, but it is a mad mix of circumstances affecting my depression, but it's more of depression affecting how I deal with circumstances. That's the big part right there. And it's an ongoing and everyday battle, and no matter if I'm depressed or manic, and I'll talk a little bit more about that because I have been diagnosed as hypomanic, which is like a lesser form of mania. And, you know, again, hopefully we can talk about that on my other channel a little later, just so people can maybe understand a little bit more. Okay, now let's talk about comments. I want so much for everyone to understand that why I am doing this is because it will relieve anxiety for me, and it will make it easier for me to come back to trying to make some videos. I think when I talk about comments, people probably think, oh, she doesn't want to hear bad comments. I handle the bad comments better than I do the nice ones. Many of you will remember, I even hate to bring up that video because it's one of my most embarrassing videos ever. I will link to it down below if you want to go and re-watch it. I have not ever watched it since I uploaded it, but I just know that to me, I came across as very mean, somewhat bitchy. I don't know. I could be delusional about the whole thing, but it was the video where I was very upset about the fact that I had given in to saying I would have a P.O. box so you guys could send me things. And then when I realized what I had said and done, I mean, I was so mad at myself because I absolutely do not like mail. To me, it's very intrusive. I don't feel safe, and it's not like bills that I don't like. Bills are fine. It requires paying something. I'm okay with that. I don't like the personal stuff because I don't know how to really react to it. Again, on my best days, and this isn't something new, this isn't something to do with YouTube, this is way back from my beginning online career back in the year 2000, I don't do well with comments, emails, messages, private messages. I don't do well with any of it. When I wake up and I look at my email, every single day there's a knot in my stomach, and I hate it. I hate that feeling because I don't know what's going to be there in the emails. If it's something business, I'm much better with that. Like when I used to have the notices coming from eBay, you know, you sold this, you sold that, you know, I can deal with that. Those were good emails. But the people who just, and I know this sounds terrible, but the chit chat, the hope you're feeling okay, those kind of things, I find them very painful to get through when I'm feeling like I'm feeling right now. On my good days, I still get that knot in my stomach, but I'm able to reply, although I still feel like my reply is probably very fake and on the surface. I don't like being fake, but a lot of what I do is fake, a lot of it. And I want to stop doing that because it's not true to who I am. And I just feel like, I don't know how to explain it all. When you see me hyper and acting silly, that's not being fake, that's being manic, which is almost as scary as depression. So, you know, it's very hard to have a happy medium with me. So when I uploaded the last video where I was on camera, where I don't even know what I talked about. I really don't. I cannot believe that that was only on Monday. I feel like I haven't been on YouTube for a month. I mean, it's just blows my mind that it's not been that long. But I had the comments on, and I could not tolerate the nice comments. I mean, not even a little bit. When I'm that down, and those comments can make me so mad. I don't know if it's because I'm not used to them, or that I'm used to more nice comments that don't really mean anything, like even in my own house. Like, I sometimes think my mother used to build me up just so when she'd kick me, I would fall harder. So it's like I don't trust nice comments. I find them intrusive. I also find that even if someone says, I understand, I think they can't possibly understand, because even though I know there are many, many people out there who go through the same exact things as me, I feel very alone when I'm this low. So it's like I have arguments in my head with very nice comments, and that is completely exhausting. And I feel like when I'm going back and forth in my head about how angry I am at some of these comments, I feel like you somehow know that, but you don't. So if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know. But I'm telling you because I feel like I have to explain to you why, for now, I will be turning comments off. Because again, it will be a way that I just don't have to deal with that. I need to be able to take as much anxiety out of my world, things that I have control over. I need to do that to help me get back to where I want to be, where you want me to be. I don't know. I need to do that. And things like, see, I don't even like that I'm afraid to tell you guys, what the hell am I worried about? If you don't like what I'm saying, you'll just leave. That is not the end of the world. I have to learn that it is okay to say what I feel. But one of the things in the comments when I'm down and out that can drive me nuts is people to say things like, for instance, the gathering last weekend that I'm trying to get over, where I met awesome, wonderful Shauna and Courtney with Sandy at Sandy's. I know, being the intelligent person I am, that was awesome, but it was also a very hard thing for me to do and to get through the aftermath of. And a lot of the comments were about how I looked like I did great, you did fine, don't worry about it. And when I read a comment like that and I'm in that state of mind, I want to scream back to the computer at that comment and say, you have no clue how I did. I might look like I'm doing fine, but I might be suffering so much inside. So when I'm knowing that I suffered and people are saying, oh, you did fine, you did great, don't worry about it, it's like, it's just one more, to me, like another reminder that I'm supposed to just fit into society and just go on pretending that I can get through these things. Well, you know what? I can't. I am going to be 56 years old very soon, and I don't care for the rest of my life if I never meet somebody new, if I never go to another wedding, if I never go to a restaurant. I don't care. I've done all the things that I would care to do in my life, and I just need to now step away from what society thinks I should be doing and choose for myself what I want to do. Does it mean that I'll never feel like meeting somebody? No, there's times that I'm better than other times. And the whole thing with YouTube, people keep saying, how can you say you have social anxiety if you can do YouTube? It's a totally different thing. But social anxiety in comments, that's very real for me because it's a personal kind of connection. That's what I don't like. I like business connections. I don't like personal ones, and there's probably a gazillion reasons I could give you. But the one thing is that it has absolutely nothing to do with the person who is saying nice things about me. I know that. This is my head, my issues that make these comments uncomfortable. And I would sound like a complete fool if I would have comments on and beg people, do not say anything nice to me. That would be nuts. I mean, that just doesn't make sense. So what I'm going to do is, for now, I'm going to keep the comments off. I may change my mind and turn them on tomorrow, in a month. I have no clue. But for now, I'm going to leave the comments off. And just know it's not because my comments are getting filled with hate. I find the hate comical. I don't find it comical when they pick on my Skylar, which I've had haters for Skylar already. Those comments will never stay up. I mean, I will always delete. As a matter of fact, I switched Skylar's channel now to, I had it at the beginning where every comment had to be moderated before it would show live, and I've put it back to that because I don't want to take any chances that she or even her dad or anybody who loves Skylar would see something horrible said to a girl who was only 7 at the time. It's just ridiculous. For me, my issue is not the hate, because that's coming from a person who just either doesn't know better, or you know what? Somebody who says things like that, somewhere inside it's got to be making them feel good. There's something going on with them too. Who am I to say to somebody, you shouldn't lash out at people like that? Maybe that person, for whatever reason, is also struggling mentally, in depression or manic or something. Something could be going on with that person, and that's their release, that's their vent. I don't know. I feel like I'm a complete lunatic at times, and I dislike greatly the way I am or how I come across. I'm not a pleasant person to be around when I'm like this. I'm just not. So who am I to say that other people are supposed to be pleasant all the time or do the right thing? I really don't care. I really don't. I just want to get through life with as little anxiety as possible. And for me, that just means I can't right now tolerate, or I'm not receptive to comments that say, way to go, or you did great, or we love you. I just, oh my God. All I have been doing for the past 3 or 4 days, which I thought was a month, is sitting at my desk and painting layers upon layers upon layers of nail polish on my nails, and then taking it all off and starting over. I've just been obsessed with that new task. It's all I can bring myself to do. I've even done decoupage on my fingernails with paper and Mod Podge. I have had my nails designed and decorated with permanent markers. It's just been my fingernails day after day after day, and I try to just get my mind off things. My brain, my head, I mean, it hurts from thoughts. I mean, it's like my head is filled, and I don't know. So I hope that this makes a little bit of sense, and I have no clue, like I said, when I will be doing another video. It could be 10 minutes after this one, it could be in 3 days. I am going to try to keep an update on my blog, and I know that I have always told you guys, and some of you reminded me of that I said, if I'm not uploading or if something happens, go to my blog, because I will let you know there what is going on with me. But I believe it was Tuesday and Wednesday that I couldn't even type words on there. I think I did it Thursday and Friday. I know many of you are concerned and think that I might cause harm to myself. That has never been an issue with me. I have never felt like hurting myself. I am determined to just be miserable. You know, that's the way I'm gonna walk through life. I'm gonna walk through it and be miserable and not end that misery. I like to suffer, apparently. So that's never anything that anyone should be concerned about. So I say, I don't know, my mind might do something like that. I don't think we know. I just don't know. I do feel like at some point I'll be in some asylum somewhere, because I feel like that's the direction I'm going in. So I will have the comments turned off for this video. I am leaving the comments on my craft channel, and hopefully I will at least be able to upload some doodles. Very therapeutic for me to do doodling. I will probably delete comments that are not craft or doodling related, like if somebody goes over to that channel to comment about this video or whatever, I might just delete that. I just am going to do what feels right for me at the moment. And of course, I do have comments open on all my previous videos. If you're the type of person who insists you need to leave me a comment, there is a way for you to do that. I'm not the comment police. I would love to say I just will ignore the comments, but when they're there, it's very hard to ignore. If I can't ignore, I may not reply. I may reply. My reply might even be snarky. I can't say fake things anymore. I just can't. I'll either be quiet or I'll be snarky. And if I'm snarky, chalk it up to being human. A crappy human at that. I'm probably not going to be making any friends with this video, but at this point, I don't know. I just can't overthink this. I also turned off the comments on my Facebook page, but I cannot figure out a way to do that on my personal profile on Facebook. So there's still a way, I guess, if you're friends with me, that we can communicate. Oh, what else? It seemed like there was one other thing I wanted to mention, just in case I haven't been depressing enough. Well, I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to try to think. I remember what I was going to say, and I'm sure it's as equally as boring as everything I've already just talked about. But again, back to the comments. I'm just stuck on the whole comments thing. Comments have been, like I said, they have bothered me since the year 2000 is when I first started getting comments online on my auctions. Another thing I might do is if I upload a video and I feel like I'm in the mood for comments, I can leave the comments on, and if I think I'll be around the video for like an hour or so. I don't know how you guys know when I upload something. I'm subscribed to a lot of people and I never get a notice unless it comes on my phone, but I don't know how to use my phone. I don't know. I just watch videos by going to my subscriptions and watching their videos. But it's like if I upload a video, a lot of people find out right away, and they're right there. It's like within seconds somebody will be there. So obviously you're getting some kind of notifications that I know nothing about. But what I could do sometimes is maybe say I'll be here for a half hour after this video is up, whatever, take comments, reply in a humane way if I'm feeling up to it. And then I can always turn the comments off. Now, in case you don't know, when you turn comments off, they don't disappear. I can just toggle back and forth. I can have comments there, turn it off, nobody sees the comments anymore. But then if I want to go ahead and turn them on again, which I will do for past videos, all the comments that were there are there. Any conversations that we had are there. So it doesn't delete the comments, it just hides them. Obviously, I can't say, what do you think about the whole comments thing, because the comments will not be on for you to tell me how you feel, which is okay, because I have to stop caring about what other people feel. I have to just do what's right for me, even if it's completely wrong for the majority of the world. Gotta do what's right for me. I'd love to say I'm glad to be back, but I'm not there. I'd love to say thank you for sticking around, but I'm not there. I don't feel those things right now. I feel nothing. I feel no passion, no joy. But the hole I'm in is probably not as deep and dark, so I'm getting up there a little bit. And I'm sorry if that sounds rude, but again, I'm not going to say things anymore that I don't mean at the moment. And at the moment, I don't mean it. So another time, if I say something that sounds nice, you'll know I really mean it. Okay? So I'm just going to say goodbye.